Hi, welcome to the video. Welcome to a £100 in your lunch break challenge. Now, technically it's a bit earlier than lunch break. I've just taken my car in to Quick Fit for its MOT. So he's just told me it'll be about an hour. So I've got 1 hour to go into Cleveland's just down here and try and find as much stuff as I can to resell for profit on eBay. So let's go, 1 hour, let's do it.
File Coast Flips.
So I'm just going to have a little walk around, see which one's open first, and then start my timer then. 1 hour, 1 hour. And as always with these videos, if I do go over the hour, I always say, so if it's like a little bit over, I'll say, you know, it's been 15 minutes longer, or I'll say like, right, we've had an hour, let's see if we can find anything more. The point is not really the time, the point is just, you know, having a small amount of time, whenever it may be enough for you to kind of go and find stuff out there. And yeah, this is the first one, this one's open. Yeah, so nothing in that one. And by the way, I will be taking the sound out here and there, maybe putting some of my own music in, just because there always is loud copyrighted music playing in these shops. So yeah, that's why, if the music changes or there's no sound, that's why. So this is Cleveland's in the northwest of England on the Fylde coast, and from a charity shop point of view, it's always been alright, it's been okay. The prices are high, they are, but I've done well in the past. Sometimes you pay up a bit, but it's still good stuff. I don't come here very often. In fact, I've not been to many charity shops at all in the last couple of months. And it's just because I don't really need the stock. I've found so much at boot sales this year, I've not needed to do that. Hey, this one's open. So first item, it's a bit of a random one, I know, but I don't know, some people out there seem to think they're worth money, so maybe they are, maybe I've never heard of them. But nobody in the UK seems to have one after a quick look, so £2, that'll do. And the guy who just served me, I know him from somewhere, but do you know when you see something you think, like, where do I know this guy from? I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea where I know him from, I just know I do, from some point in the past. And I looked at him and he looked at me and we recognised each other, but that's where it ended. No, nothing from in that one. This is the same charity, this one here, but it's a larger shop. I've had some decent bits of in here actually. Right, so a couple of things are in there. Nothing kind of crazy yet. Hopefully we'll find a couple of, really good things. Let's keep going. Look, this one's gone. It's a shame. It was a decent little charity shop at its height, this one. Another one bites the dust there. Another one gone. Yep, nothing in that one. Not for me. Into clothes, there's loads of clothing in there. Another day when I got more time, maybe I would have had a good look at the clothing as well, but I don't like selling clothing. I've already got like a big load of it to list, to be honest. It's been sat there for ages, and there's some good pieces in there. I need to get onto that, but at the same time, I just don't. It's not for me. I don't really like selling it. Shoes, not too bad. Accessories and things, fine. Ties and hats and stuff, I don't mind. It's clothing, proper clothing, shirts and dresses and all that stuff. Most of the time, I don't really bother. Look at all this. It's cool, isn't it? Very cool. Yeah, so as of recording this, Halloween is actually tomorrow. These little guys. They're kind of cool, aren't they? Some nice Port Merion pieces up there.
On my own, no fixer. I'm gon' ball, no picker. That I 8 doors, they live for. Talking on my back, go figure. Whole team eats fun spitter. Never was the one to go flicker. No face, no case, no picture. For place, big stakes, my dinner. Flip that, Canal Street. Flip back. Last week, old money. This week, new racks. Never buy none more. If I can't afford to gift wrap, stunning in your foreign car. You keep riding rental tags. Heard you roll the other lane, we are not the same. Couple thousand in my pocket, this pocket chip. Rubber bands on my arm, this is not for play. I put 20 on the crib while you cop a chain. I know they hated or love it. You know I love when they hate it. Last year was living basic. Nah. Haters on the other side. 3 up, read between the lines. Know I got some angels with me. Made it through some evil times.
So yeah, we got our uranium glass. At least I think it is, and if it's not, for £5 it's still good. A mic from the future here with my torch, and check this out. So you'll see here the difference, because not uranium glass, uranium glass. Do you know what? Looking through the camera, you can't tell much difference, but believe me, you can tell in real life. That, and that, even though they look so similar, they're all the same style, same kind of glass. Not, and that is uranium glass. So, yeah, I don't know, kind of a win-ish. Yeah, this alone should do well with it being uranium glass. These two will still do well together. They're just nice. They're a nice pair of candle holders. This one, not so sure. Don't know. Might sell them as a 3, I guess. Sell this separately. People doing my car haven't called me yet. Fingers crossed it doesn't need much doing. I've not had a great week this week, I must admit, without kind of going too much into it. I've not been very well, and I thought some of it was actually seriously wrong, but thankfully I don't think it is, although I still don't feel great. I thought I might have had appendicitis. I still think I might have some kind of appendix issue, but it could quite easily be something like gallstones, kidney stones maybe, something like that. But I definitely feel a lot better today than I have done in the last few days. I felt really unwell for a day or two. Almost went to A&E. Right, let's keep going. There's a charity shop here that has been good in the past. They sell like manga stuff, amongst a lot of other stuff as well. Don't want to keep saying it's expensive around here, but the prices here are very expensive in this particular one. But you can still find some decent bits sometimes. Let's have a look. Yeah, nothing in that one today, unfortunately. Yeah, they've had a bit of a kind of sort out and move around of stuff, and there's very little manga stuff anymore. I've had quite a lot of like Warhammer codexes from there, that kind of thing, Dungeons and Dragons stuff. All that's gone. Those bowls are quite nice, but £15 for the 4. Have a nice Halloween display. That Mickey Mouse, he's quite cool, isn't he? Probably not for sale, I would have thought. What's this? This looks like it could be Jellycat. I don't think it is. And it's not for sale anyway. So. Yeah.
Pour the Sprite, I need a line. I can't lock it, see line. Freak time. Brainstorm. You cannot swim with your chains on. I can see none with the lights off. Cap, you been the main one. Coolin' when I got my mains on. Show money, but those aren't the same ones. I been told you that it was game on. Been winning since I was on game one. Go, go, go. Telling me.
No good. So it's nearly been an hour. I've still got 2, 3 left to go. I might just be able to get them in an hour. Let's see. Nope, nothing. I don't know if Wednesday morning is the best time to come looking here in Cleveland's. Alright, so I never go in this one because I never find anything, but I'm struggling today, so let's take a look anyway. Ice Queen Scoop. So yeah, I got 3 of these, that's all the ones they had. If they had more, I probably would have bought a few more. 99p each. Somebody out there is selling these, not on eBay though, there's none on eBay at all, sold or listed. Somebody's selling them for about a tenner. I thought these would be kind of good, you know, Christmas stocking filler, that type of thing. I think somebody will have them. £3.50, brand new seal. I've just sold one quite similar to this for 15. It's nothing too special really, but it's a nice one. Just about worthwhile. Get that one. Alright, so just the jigsaw from in that one. I don't think we're at the £100 yet, unfortunately. And we've got one shop to try and get there. It's probably unlikely we're going to do it, but hey, let's see. You never know. My car should be ready now, so I need to get back anyway, go get my car. Fingers crossed all went well.
Having a cup of tea on the bed.
That's cool, isn't it? Proper vintage. So just that from in there, £3. It's proper vintage. It's from B&M Bargains originally. There's a price on it somewhere, an old price tag there, 99p. Vintage. I thought somebody would want it out there. It's not really worth a huge amount, maybe 10 to 15, maybe. So that's it. I'm heading back to the garage. I hope my car has been done and it's ready to pick up and that it's not needing much doing. Right, so not the best news from the garage. It's a repair that's going to cost, well, it's going to cost me £400 all in, plus the MOT of £50. So yeah, it is what it's 2 tyres included in that, so it's, you know, tyres are what, 80 quid each. So I mean, it's not too bad. There's a bit of work that he needs to do and it's going to take him about 3 hours. So I could have got home, could have either walked home, got a bus or taxi or whatever, but I figured, you know what, I'm going to stay out, bit of fresh air, no chance of rain, we should be alright. Got myself a little meal deal. I'm heading to a charity shop that's about half an hour walk this way. It's a bit of a walk, half an hour there, half an hour back, but that's okay. There's another one that's 20 minutes walk from there as well, so I might hit that one as well. So although we're past our hour, let's keep going. And maybe on the way I can have a little talk about some of the things I've sold recently on eBay, some of the maybe the more interesting, more profitable items. I will go into that a little bit as we go. Yeah, can you believe I'm here just in a t-shirt, 30th of October 2024, and it's nice enough to just be walking around like this, t-shirt. Weird, isn't it? So yeah, I'm just walking towards that charity shop I mentioned, and a couple of houses here. I've got some Halloween decorations out. Big spider there. And over here, check this out with all the cobwebs. Simple but effective, that. I like that. Oh, they've got the lights as well, so at night it's all going to look proper like eerie. Very cool. So yeah, let's take a look at what I've been selling recently. As I say, this was not planned at all, this was not intentional, but you get a bit of everything here on this channel. And if you like this kind of video where I'm going through the stuff I've sold, I've got loads of videos like this, so go and check them out, where I'm like picking the orders and sending them out, that kind of thing. Let's start with what I've sold over like the last few days. I'm not going to go into everything. It's just I'm just going to pick out a few things. So we've got a brand called, I think you're saying it's called Nacco, N-A-C-C-O. I'd never heard of them before, but they're a Danish brand. And I bought 3 pans like this from the tip shop for, I think it was about £10 for the 3, and one of them is in really bad condition and it's still listed, not for a lot, but I thought I'd put the 2 good condition ones separate on a separate listing, and it's taken a while for them to go, but they've gone for $39.99 plus postage. They just sold a couple of days ago on recording this. And then just a short while ago, I think I mentioned this jigsaw puzzle. Golden Arrow steam engine, 500 piece, brand new sealed jigsaw, $14.99 plus postage. So that's just sold, so that's going out today, later today when I get home. Claire is actually at home packaging it as we speak. So yeah, thank God for Claire doing that today. But saying that, I would have head home and done the packaging if she wasn't there doing it while I was waiting for the car to be done. Next we have this collectible Super Bowl glass from 1984. 1984, that's 40 years ago, 40 years. Now, this one probably would have done a bit better if it was the one from the team that had won the Super Bowl, but unfortunately it's not. It's the team that lost in the Super Bowl, and therefore it went for $24.99 plus postage, which is still a decent price, right? But I think if it was the winning team, it would have been worth a bit more. And next is these Andy McNabb books. I bought these from a car boot sale, Norcross it was, earlier this year for not a lot. I think they had some kind of deal on like 5 for £1 or something like that, and I bought all of the Andy McNabb. And I'm only mentioning these really because somebody who watches the channel bought them, so thank you very much to you. I'm not going to say who it is because he's bought them as a gift. That's all I will say. So just in case the person is watching, that's all I will say. But yeah, thank you very much to the person who has bought that, and thank you very much to everybody who's bought anything off me recently, because quite a few people have, and it really is appreciated, especially like this time of year. Next is these vintage McDonald's McNugget Buddies. Anybody remember these from back in the, what was it, late 80s or early 90s? I don't know, but I remember having some of these when I was a kid. I only had like 1, maybe 2. I don't remember them having like any kind of Halloween styling to them, so I'm guessing they did like different ones. Maybe they did Christmas ones as well. Yeah, these are from one of the many bundles I've had of McDonald's toys over the last few years, and £20 plus postage. I kind of wanted to keep these, I did, but I kind of thought, what am I going to do with them? I showed them to my kids, they weren't interested, and I thought, I can't keep everything, need to sell them, so I did. And £20, it's not too bad, plus postage. I'm glad they sold now, because they may have hung around for another year if they hadn't gone this side of Halloween. Next is this Icon from Blackpool Pleasure Beach, little resin ride model. Now, I didn't know these even existed, and I've noticed that Alton Towers have now started to do these like little models as well. I got this from Clitheroe car boot sale earlier this year for £1, and yeah, quite a bit of interest and I think I had it at 50, but I either sent an offer out or somebody offered me $34.99 plus postage, and yeah, that's what it went for in the end. Just thought I'd mention the Lemax or Lemax Christmas buildings that I bought from a couple of different people at boot sales over the last few months, like 2-3 months thereabouts, and all but 2 have now sold, and this is the latest one to sell, which is the Wesley Pub freestanding facade, $49.99 plus postage, which I think is pretty good considering the following. It had no original box, it was missing its battery cover from behind, it had 2 or 3 bits that had broken off that had been glued back on, all declared obviously, and yet I still managed to get 50 quid plus postage on it. And you can actually buy these new for very similar price, maybe slightly more, so maybe they've discontinued it, I don't know, but I don't think so. They've been running it for a few years. Maybe I just, you know, nailed it with the photographs, possibly. I think Claire did the photographs on this though, so I can't take any credit for that. But there's a certain way we both do it. You know, we do shots during the day, shots at night with it all lit up and everything, and we do our best to try and sell it as best we can. So we're nearly at the charity shop now. It's just at the end of this road down there, so fingers crossed I've not come all this way for nothing. It's a nice little walk anyway down here. Nice to get out in the fresh air after being like cooped up in bed for the last few days. I gotta say, this is the best I've felt in nearly a week, and I still don't feel right, but I'm so happy to at least be feeling a little bit better, because I don't know if I've ever been that ill before in my whole life.
Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Come ye to Bethlehem.
Yeah, so I got the little bridge. These are kind of, I'm not sure, I've had a quick look into them. Like all of them out there are from America. It's an American bridge, little model bridge. They don't seem to sell all that often. Some people have them up like 50 quid, some people have them up at like 10. So I don't know, I couldn't see this exact one for 3 quid. I think it's worth a punt. Just the fact that I'll be pretty much the only person in the UK, as far as I could see, that has one. Yeah, just stick this in here, eat the rest of my sandwich, and I may as well go to the next one, which is down this way. It's about 20 minutes, which means by the time I get there, it's probably going to be another like 40-45 minute walk back, but so be it. I may as well just do it, haven't I? Check it out, it's a bit like The Walking Dead or something around here. Old disused railway track as far as the eye can see, which is not very far down there. All overgrown. I wonder how long ago it was that this was all. They've just as I was eating my sandwich a second ago. This sold for $44.99 plus postage. Again, over to AU, whatever AU is. Australia, Austria, I feel like it's, I don't know, it's one or the other. But that's not bad. That was a £1 pickup from the tip shop. And I mentioned it in a previous video, so I won't go into it again. Next is this Bluebird, little kind of Polly Pocket style Thomas the Tank Engine miniature railway set from 1996. I would have loved to have had this as a kid. My youngest son quite enjoyed playing with it for a bit, but then kind of lost interest, and yeah, we ain't keeping everything I bring into the house. Otherwise we'd have even more crazy amounts of toys than we have. We have too much as it is. So I do say to them, to my kids, like, if there's anything you really, really want that you see me buy, that you see me bring in, let me know. And you know, if you really want it that much, you can have it. And occasionally that happens, but most of the time they either show no interest at all, or they might have a little play and then they're just like, huh. And before I list it, I'll be like, do you not want this then, or what? And they'll be like, no. 9 times out of 10, that's how it goes. So yeah, he did kind of enjoy it for 10 minutes before I listed it, and then it sold within about 3 weeks. 10 quid into 40 plus postage. Next we have this Sampiva signed Italian ceramic doll. Now I picked a load of these up earlier in the year, right at the beginning of the boot sale season I think it was, and I paid, what did I pay? Was it 80 quid? 70 quid for a load of them, which I thought might have been paying up a little bit. A few of them did have like little issues here and there. One of them had quite a big issue, but most of them, especially like the better ones, were for the most part really good condition. And this is not like the most I've got for any of them, but it's the most recent one I've sold, and I've only got now the little tiny ones left and the big more expensive ones left. That's all I've got. So I've sold definitely like more than half of them. I've made my money back, got into the profit, and they were a good buy in the end. They were. They're a bit of a pain to package, but touch wood, so far none of them have become damaged in transit, and all of them will be with the customers now that I've sent recently. So yeah, they're kind of like, if you're packaging this kind of thing, I'd recommend tissue paper first, like a good few layers of tissue paper, because it's soft and it's not going to pull on all the little, fragile bits. Then bubble wrap, then a box that's similar to the size of the item but with packing around it as well, and then floating it in a larger box still. And I'm at the charity shop now. This is going to be the last one, I think, because I don't know of any others around here. I might have a quick search in case any more have popped up in the recent past. I've not been around here for a while. It's a bit of a walk. It's a lot better when you're driving. Anyway, let's have a look at this one. This will be the last one for today. Fingers crossed for me. We found some alright bits today. Nothing to obviously write home about. You've seen what I bought. There's some decent bits though, I think. Just not that amazing find. So yeah, the nearest shops to here are a good way away. So yeah, nothing around here now. Not to worry. Anyway, I just bought this for $6.95. It's not a brand I've heard of. Minster, got a copyright, little copyright symbol. I've had a look and I could only find one of these out there that had sold for I think 25 quid plus postage. It was on that site, was it pickclick.com or whatever it is, .co.uk. It's like a database of stuff that's sold on multiple different sites, I think. So I couldn't find any of these on eBay, can't find any for sale anywhere. But I figured somebody's going to want this. Nice cast iron. I guess it's probably like a doorstop. I've had cast iron stuff before that's done particularly well. You know, on a bad day, 15 to 20 on this. On a good day, I'm probably going to aim for something like 50 on this and see if there's any interest. Make a good like Christmas present possibly for somebody out there. So yeah, not too bad. I think it's one of them. It's a bit of an unknown. A lot of the time when you resell them like I am full time, you take a chance with these things because you just don't know. 7 quid is not a lot to pay, I don't think, for something like this. You're definitely not going to be losing money, and if with a bit of luck on your side and if you get some good photographs, you can make a decent amount. I reckon, what do you reckon, 50 quid? Try 50, see if there's any takers. I can always come down if there's not. Right, I've got a 45-minute walk back this way. Don't go yet because I'm going to go through a few more things that have sold over the last few weeks. So stick with me for a little bit longer if you would. Appreciate you doing so. I know this is ended up a slightly different video to how it started, but hopefully I've managed to kind of put all this in without it being too long. I know I like my extra long videos and some of you guys like that as well. I'm like the opposite on YouTube. I look at the videos and I'm like, if they're not at least half an hour, I'm not watching. I'm eating crisps now. Autumn is definitely officially here in full flow. Found a little wooded area on the way back to get my car, and this is the towers. If you know, you know. And we came here in the search of conkers, me and my family, a few weeks ago. We managed to get a few, weren't many left at that point. But next we have this $29.99 plus postage on this bedding. I got a load of vintage bedding from one person at a boot sale. There was about, well, I think it was 2 or 3 different sellers that all knew each other. Maybe they were a family or something, I don't know. All next to each other, and they were all selling vintage stuff. I got a load of stuff from them. Tupperware, Christmas bits, all sorts, all old, all vintage, 70s, 80s, earlier, some of it. This bedding is very much from the 80s. And I got 2 lots of this, and I got other bits as well. And I paid, what did I pay? A couple of quid each, if that, because I bundled loads of stuff together. And yeah, $29.99 plus postage, not too bad. I thought it was a good sale. He obviously doesn't agree. So next there's this Sega Dreamcast console Hallmark keepsake light Christmas tree ornament. That's a mouthful, but it's a Christmas tree ornament that makes noises from Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Dreamcast. Pretty sure it does. I actually have one which I've kept for myself, but I've not used it yet because I only bought them this year. This was the last one out of about 5 or 6 I had to resell, and then I've kept one. I bought them from USA Amazon. It just kind of like came up advertising them to me, and they were, I think they were £20 each, or was it $20 each? And then obviously that's a bit less, so it's like £17 each, something like that. Between about £17 and £20, free delivery. It was some kind of special offer they were doing with free delivery from the USA. So I thought, you know, it's obviously paying up a little bit, but I just had a feeling about them. And I looked at some of the past solds on similar things, because I couldn't really find many of the Dreamcast ones sold or listed for sale, but they do all sorts of different ones, the Hallmark range. Next to this little tabletop video game machine from 1979, made in Japan. And if this was working, then it was worth, when I looked into it, and it was a while back now, I think it's going on a year since I listed it. If it was working, I think it was worth about £50 to £60, like in the condition it was in. Unfortunately, mine doesn't work. Couldn't get it to do anything, but I still listed it fairly high, just because there wasn't that many out there at the time. I think I had listed it for like 50 quid. Somebody offered 35, or maybe I sent the offer out to somebody for 35, and it was accepted, and they've left good feedback. And there you go. I guess they probably just wanted it as a shelf sitter. It'd make a good shelf sitter in a video game room, or maybe they wanted the parts, and maybe they were going to repair it. I don't know, but went to a boot sale, and he didn't want a lot for it anyway. It was like £2 or £3 or something. And I was like, do you know if it works? And he was like, I don't know. And then I looked at in the battery compartment, and it was wrecked. And he was like, oh, right. And I think he was going to just throw it in the bin. And I was like, I'll take it for £1. And he was like, okay then. So I bought it for like £1. So I thought, if nothing else, I'll have it in my game room, right? Next, we have a couple of Camp Cretaceous dinosaurs that went for £29 plus postage. These were from the indoor boot sale, Clitheroe boot sale, and no, it's not, Accrington, sorry, Accrington. I always get those two mixed up, I don't know why. Accrington indoor boot sale, the one that's in the car park. I got a box full of toys from somebody. I think he watches the videos, so thanks again for selling me these for a decent price. It was just like a load of random stuff, you know. Some of it went in the bin, to be honest. Not a lot of it, you know. Most of it was at least worth selling or worth attempting to sell. But these were probably the best thing in there. £29 plus postage for the two of them, and I paid £10 for the whole box. Yeah, I've just sat here for about 20 minutes. Quite nice, just sat here, nice and quiet. Not many people coming through here. But it's time to move on. Let's go. Still not heard from the garage yet. It's been 2 hours 45 minutes since I left, so I mean, it's got to be close to being done by now. Bit of history here of where we are. History of the towers. So it used to be owned by Sir Peter Fleetwood of Rossall Hall, but then it was eventually, it ended up in council hands in the 50s. So yeah. So I think that's it for now. I'm going to leave this one there. Thank you very much for joining me. I know this one ended up being a little bit different to what it may have been in the thumbnail, but I appreciate you kind of sticking with me. And if you like this particular, kind of the last half of this video, if you like this kind of thing where we're looking at what's been sold, then as I say, I got loads of videos like this on my channel, so go and check them out. I've got a what's sold playlist, so go and have a look. I'll link that at the end of this video. And yeah, this like mini series will continue, but in its original format, not with me kind of walking all over the northwest. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it will continue its original format, just me kind of going out to charity shops in my lunch break, 1 hour, limiting it to 1 hour and doing as much as I can, finding as much as I can in that 1 hour to resell for profit. So that's it. Cheers guys, for now. That's it. See you in the next one.